Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Power Network. I'm Amy. It's October. The days are cooler, the nights are longer, and there's just something in the air. We're carrying that vibe straight into the paranormal side of the web, watching the creepiest clips we can find. Yeah, Junie, we're gonna find some creepy clips and asking the question. Are you ready for the question, Junie? Is that paranormal? We're also trying a new format. Let's see if we like it. I'm going to roll some credits and we'll be right back. And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. And there is the link at the top of the screen. I also have it in chat, and I will put it over in the YouTube show notes. We would love to have you with us. So hi, everyone. Hi, Inside Out Boy. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm feeling kind of blasé today, so I thought we would take a peek at some paranormal clips and take it from there. I also wanted to try out this new format. Lindsay from the Linzer Show was telling me that YouTube has vertical now, and she told me to try it out. So here I am trying it out. Let me know how you guys like it. Andy, you're here for the paranormal. Whoop. Good. It's so good to have paranormal peeps with me. Hi, Jessica. All right. So I was looking around at a few sites that I like to look at paranormal clips on. I also thought I would read a few. I found a few over on Reddit that I thought we would read. Also, I have a baby bird. He's flying in and out of the shower. He doesn't seem too interested in the shower. He's a flock talker, so if you hear a little Mickey Mouse voice in the background, it's my little baby bird. Isn't that right, Junebug? One of my favorite places to go over and watch paranormal stuff lately has been this place called, let me find the right. Also, I do want to say that I don't like so far in this new format, what I don't like is that you can't make the actual what we're looking at bigger. I don't like that, but I'm sure they'll need to work that out because I think over on TikTok, you can make it so that it's your background. Like you can put it up on the screen so it's your background, but you can't do that. But we'll see what we can do here. Have you guys been to Creep Caught before? It's one of my new favorite places. So you can hear it? Okay, great. You can hear him? Yeah, I try to keep him out of the way when we're doing like true crime and stuff because I know it can get annoying, but I mean, it's paranormal, so he should be okay. Right? Right. All right. So, Creep Caught, 2 hours of the most disturbing videos. We're going to pop from, I've got like 5 or 6 sites up that we're going to pop through and look at. The name of the game here is that we won't show everything in its entirety. Usually I'll stop and talk over it, or I won't read everything, but I will put everything that we watch over in the YouTube show notes. We do this for fair play use and decide our sources. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So, hi, you all. If you could just show us some love on the platform that you're viewing us on, it helps us out a lot. And a new thing that I'm really asking that you do for me that would mean so much is if you share it. YouTube is rolling out their new community section, so you can share it to your community page. Over on Facebook, you can share it to your favorite group. You can share it to your page. Over on Twitch, I'm not really sure how you do it over on Twitch, so just do how you do over on Twitch. And it's really, really appreciated. Thanks, guys.
Building and
also, I have to say that I chose all videos that I haven't seen before because I like to come at these fresh with you guys and see what I think about it and what you think about it. And if you think it's paranormal or not, because one of my favorite things about paranormal is the debunk, the thrill of the debunk. If I had a paranormal group back in the day called Haunted Hillsdale. It's really what started ParaWomenRadio was Haunted Hillsdale. It came first. And when you have a group, you can't be like, oh yes, that's haunted, that's paranormal. I mean, to be credible at all, or at least back in the day, that's how it is. I don't know how it is anymore because I haven't done it in a long time. But one of my favorite things is the debunk. So let me know if you guys think this is paranormal or not. Hi, Monk. Hi, everyone. Also, I'm a jump scarer, so I will scream out probably because I startle very easy. So
this trail camera recorded something unsettling instead of animals.
I feel like humans can be scarier than the paranormal.
A strange man emerges from...
What is going on with what? Have you noticed? I've noticed in a lot of these new paranormal clips, there's people that are doing this freezing motion with their bodies. I think it's some kind of substance that they're using. I think it's called bath salts. I'm an ex-social worker, and I know like bath salts used to make people freeze up like this and do weird stuff. Because I've even been seeing it in police body cams where people are just like frozen on the streets.
The dark, acting like he's not himself. No one knows who he is or what's wrong with him. Some say he's a skinwalker, while others think he's having a seizure. What do you think? Imagine booking a cozy Airbnb by a quiet lake, expecting a peaceful night, only to end up running in fear after experiencing something terrifying. That's exactly what happened to Trent and his friend Tim during their trip near Scans Lake, New York. What started as a relaxing getaway quickly turned into a night they would never forget. Trent, who sees himself as a skeptic, had rented the Airbnb with Tim, looking forward to a calm stay and enjoying the scene.
Can you guys help me out here? Which way do you like the screen set up like this? This is my first time doing this. Do you like it where I'm bigger and this is that size? Or do you like it where I'm really tiny and it's that size? Do you like it where it's just kind of like I'm at the top and it's that size? I kind of like this the best, but I can rearrange it too. So I'm just weird about stuff. Like that's a good size too. I wonder if I did this. Sorry, I'm so weird about space. This is okay. Okay, I'll just leave it here. When I get on my wife's last nerve, that is scarier than paranormal. I bet. When my husband got on my last nerve, it was my absolute last nerve.
As night fell, everything seemed fine until it wasn't.
do not, or I never have believed in like haunted stuff. Okay. But I'm out at Skinny Atlas Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. And I thought it was bullshit. And I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's nobody in here. I'm going to walk over here. So in case I die, I have a documentation of it. Okay. It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake though. But
what do you guys think? Do you think when a piano plays at night, do you think it's a residual haunting, like one of those hauntings where like every October 1st at midnight, a woman descends the stairway and goes out the door? Or do you think that it's a conscious haunting where it was somebody who at one point really enjoyed playing the piano, and so that's what they do late at night?
The daughter, the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck, and her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano, and it plays at night, and it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe. But
Trent said in his video that he doesn't usually believe in the paranormal, but when strange noises echoed through the house, he got curious. Wanting to find a simple explanation, he grabbed his phone to record, and that's when it happened.
Do you heard that?
Yeah, I can't do this.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
You stay behind me. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that bitch. It's this piano. I swear to God it is. No, dude, you got me. If I swear, I will. Oh, God.
I think so.
Dude, no.
A single piano note echoed through the silence.
I mean, it was a single tinkle of a note, and they were really close to it, and it could have been anything. I think they were just freaking themselves out. You know how when you get into scary situations where any little thing will make you jump and scream.
Silence. Without wasting time, they grabbed their stuff and left, deciding to stay somewhere else for the night. Later, Trent posted the video, sharing their creepy experience.
I will say that the paranormal will make big grown men reduce into nothing, because how do you fight the paranormal, right?
They could figure out what was caught on camera. It starts with his wife and kids sleeping in bed when something unexpected happens.
Oh, I've been seeing a lot of these where the baby's legs are being drug across the blanket. They're scary.
Somehow, the child gets pulled a few.
Although, I mean, we also have to take into account that people are faking these type of things too. So, I mean, it's easy to, there could be somebody standing here and they could be photoshopped out of it. So
Inches off the bed. If you look closely, their leg moves like someone grabbed it. The family believes something.
And why did the leg disappear right there? Did you see how it just kind of disappeared?
Eerie is messing with the child, and some viewers worry about their safety. Whether it's haunted or not, most agree the video is odd. Did the baby move independently, or was something else behind it? Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
In Krugersdorf, South Africa, a real
There's
estate
also
agent
the invisible threads
recorded a strange video while checking out a house for sale. It's not clear if the house has been sold yet, but after what was caught on camera, it seems like no one will want to buy it anytime soon. Something really weird was filmed. Take a look.
Maybe it's the new easy way to fake things, because I've been seeing a lot of kids' legs. This is what I've been kind of October. Just I want to watch paranormal stuff. I want to watch scary movies. I want to watch scary TV shows. I've been rewatching Carnival. Twin Peaks is really high on my list, and watching this kind of stuff. And I've been seeing a lot of those kids' legs being pulled in videos. So
I mean, I guess it's probably the new way to. I don't trust humans anymore at this. Like, I'm also feeling very like blah with humans, and I just feel like they'll lie and do anything, and yeah, must be the new scam, paranormal scam. Every time we do these shows, we'll get like 2 or 3 really good videos. So you got to wade through a lot of the garbage to get to the really good stuff. And I'm sure we'll find one today. Oh. It did look like there was someone back there in the corner.
After watching the video, the real estate agent was surprised to see someone in the house. They don't remember anyone else being there, but the footage seemed.
But also we have to remember people are now living in other people's cupboards and coming out at night. So that could be an actual person back there.
To show otherwise. Watching the video again, it looks like the person appeared suddenly and then disappeared just as fast. There's no trace of them. It's not clear what
went behind a door right there.
Agent thinks, but many viewers believe something strange was caught on camera. Who or what was in this house?
I believe it was
Scotland,
a human.
There's a place called Clune Park Estate where many people say it feels unsettling, whether it's the empty school in the middle of town or the old Gothic-style church nearby. Visitors often sense something strange. This place was once a busy community in the early 1920s, but people started leaving a few years later. There are different reasons why.
I've my whole life I've talked about ghosts and paranormal and woo-woo stuff, and I am just known in the friend group as the woo-woo girl, the woo bestie who talks about this stuff. And oddly enough, people will, like, if they find out that I had when I had a paranormal group, they'd be like, oh, they'd want to tell me their stories. So people are dying to tell these stories because people do get met with that kind of like, you're the weirdo, you believe in the ghosts. But I feel like nowadays, with even our governments talking about the aliens and the UFOs, that anything goes these days. So I think you should fly your freak flag and talk about your ghost story if you want. On Sundays, we actually interview people that have had ghost stories, or paranormal investigators, authors, psychics, stuff like that. So if you ever want to share your story, you can email it to us and we'll read your story, and we can get other people's opinions if you would like.
They left. But looking at the condition of the area now, it seems like it has become unfit to live in. However, some believe there's another reason. They think the place is haunted. With this in mind, 2 friends decide to visit at night, hoping to see something spooky. At first, nothing seems unusual, but later, something truly scares them. Inside an abandoned flat, they catch something on camera.
Hello? Isn't it? Hello? Yo! Hello? Yo, GhostCaughtOnCamera. Hello? Hey, what is that? Is that downstairs? Hello?
Hello.
There's someone down there, bro. How can they? I'm confused.
Hello.
Huh?
Have you been to Waverly Hills before?
In that room. Hello? Hello? What are we hearing? Well,
The two friends stop suddenly when they hear a strange noise from downstairs. They go to check and find that the sound is coming from a room, but oddly, no one is there. It's possible a squatter was hiding and
That's another one where it was probably just a person. No.
Is that water? Kind of yes. It's like, well, I guess there's a window too. God dang, that thing. Hello? Hello? Oh, Jesus. It's my lighter. I thought I heard somebody like, I don't know, moving stuff around in my sister's room. It sounded like they were home. I thought. But then I heard like a grunting sound of like a dog grunting sound, but Camera's on the couch just asleep. So yeah.
Did he say, but somebody's on the couch sleeping?
Am I hearing things? It's like a low rumble. Fun. Fun. David. Funny guys.
This better not be another one where he's just going from room to room and nothing.
Hello?
I'm going to
Hello?
throw my EMF meter in protest if it is.
Chills. Hello? Fun? Fun. Whew, man.
So far, a big nothing.
Dude.
Big
these
nothing
things
burger.
kept happening again and again, getting worse over time. He even managed to record some of the strange events on camera.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to see it instead of a guy just going from room to room? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay, he's got a shadow man. Shadow men have been creeping me out lately. And then why do some of them have cowboy hats? That's weird.
He captured a see-through figure near his bed, which was creepy. His camera also recorded a dark shape moving across the room, and it was easy to notice. Now, he's wondering if a real ghost is behind these events, or
Yeah,
if
the
there's
house
another
does look
reason
pretty
for
new.
what's happening in his house. In this video, a man from Poland is walking through a
I
quiet...
think an asylum would be a scary place to be. I went through a period of time where I had bad health and was in various hospitals. And I remember one hospital was really scary. Even the roommate was scary. She was talking about skinning cats alive and stuff. So I would imagine asylums are very haunted places.
forest when he finds an old abandoned house. Something about it feels strange. The owners left most of their things behind as they left in a hurry. Not knowing why, the man moves carefully, thinking someone might still be there. But as he looks around, things take a scary turn.
One of my other things that I like to do is I like to watch these people that go into abandoned places and look around. And there was this couple going in this abandoned place, going from room to room. Looked horrible. I don't know if you ever saw that movie Grey Gardens. Looked like that, like just trash everywhere. And they're in this bedroom and they're like kind of rifling through stuff, and then the next thing they know, like something moves on the bed. The woman, there's somebody that still lives there. It was like so traumatic in the fact that somebody actually lived there and was alive in that bed. And but anyway, humans are scarier. We used to do that in college, go into abandoned places and explore. I used to like to do that. I'd probably do it now. I'm sure dark and creepy stuff hangs out in dark and creepy places. So what, that looks like 1940-ish? 50-ish maybe? I mean, the glass in there, the glassware looks like it's big. Okay, but they did just fall into a pile of crap.
Suddenly, the house comes to life. Things move by themselves, and a music box starts playing on its own. The owners' names are unknown, but their pictures are still around the house. Whoever they were, they must have left in a rush for good reason. No one knows where this house is, but after seeing what happened in the video, no one...
That doesn't seem paranormal to me. Something, fell off a shelf and scared him, and he ran and fell into a pile of crap, and then a music box played. You wouldn't get you there.
Needs to. Whether it's haunted or not, the place is already scary enough. Luke QMN shared a creepy recording where he talks about how, when he was a kid, he always felt something strange happening at his aunt's house. He used to stay there on weekends and remembers hearing weird noises and seeing creepy things. His aunt is used to this now. After 10 years, he was invited back to stay again, and once more, he woke up to some spooky events.
Jesus Christ. I hear knocking again.
The knocking is so strange. I'm seeing a lot of knocking too. It's like with such intensity. And I wonder if the knocking, if you go and you open it, if you're like literally letting them into wherever you are. If that means you must answer it or something. It would make me not want to open the door. Because you'll see the doorknobs move, but it never opens. Like in these videos, I'm saying in general. Oh, I did hear whispers.
This is where the recording stopped. Many people believe we can hear a child's voice. Is that possible?
Nope.
I did hear.
What caused all of this is something connected to this old house. Who knows?
But
This
I will
ghost video
say that
comes from...
clothing can make sounds that will sound just like a whisper. So you've always got to take that with a grain of salt. Okay, let's keep going. Let's move on to Nuke's top 5 and see what's happening over here.
Top 10 ghosts caught on camera. The ghost.
Let's see. Andy said, went to an abandoned hospital with my wife. When her hair got pulled, we were out of there fast. I've also been thinking a lot about hair because like Native Americans feel like it's our antenna to energy and spirit. So I wonder if that has anything to do. Also, you know, if it's just a ghost messing with people, pulling hair would be the easiest way to get at somebody.
In room 1. Nuke's top 5 viewer Russ is a certified nursing assistant working in an undisclosed hospital in North Carolina. So early one morning, Russ is called in to monitor an emergency surgery. While on the operating floor, he takes a look at the CCTV camera feeds and notices something truly bizarre in another operating room that's supposed to be empty.
Yo, this place is fucking haunted. Let me show you something, bro. All right, so look, this is channel 1. That's room 1, right? This thing was standing in the fucking corner. Room 1 is all the way down there. It's the last door. Nobody's in here. We got people in room 3 doing surgery, but nobody's in here. Look. I've been chilling at the desk, and this thing said movement detected. We got people in here, but not room 1, and that thing is gone.
An odd, pale, translucent figure that seems to be wearing a hospital gown can be seen standing in room 1, a hospital room used for C-sections. Russ explains that only room number 3 was in use for surgery at the time, while room number 1, this room, was completely empty. No one was there, nor was anyone even allowed in there.
I wonder if the person having
Russ believes the
surgery's
hospital to
spirit
be
was
haunted.
hanging out in room 3.
What do you think? Could this
Or
be the
room
ghost
1.
of a patient who didn't survive, stuck forever inside the hospital? Let me know. The Weeper. A little over a year
What do
ago,
you guys think? Do you think it was paranormal or trick of the eye?
a Japanese man who goes by the name Yama Q was looking for a rental home. He found a nice 40-year-old renovated house in Japan with an incredibly low rental price. Yama was blown away and he happily signed the rental contract right away. But as you might suspect, Yama soon discovered just why the house's rental price was so low. You see, the home carries a bit of a dark history. The house's previous owner tragically passed away inside the home's bathroom from an undisclosed illness. Only 4 months after Yama moves in, strange things begin to happen in the dead of night. Yama Q starts a YouTube channel and begins to record the increasingly spooky activity around his home.
Or not. Don't answer it. Nothing good's out there. But knocking can also come from plumbing and stuff like that, or animals, or ghosts in a toilet. I mean, when it's by plumbing, I just don't know.
night after night, a mysterious knocking sound can be heard coming from the bathroom. No matter how hard he tries, Yamakyu is never able to find the source. He has no idea what could be causing this terrifying phenomenon.
It's your plumbing.
One night, Yama is a bit disturbed when a neighborhood dog shows up at his home. The dog is usually quiet and
Not
friendly,
a dog.
but this time it seems distressed by something.
It's probably be the scariest one or something. Uh-huh.
The dog aggressively growls and barks at something Yama can't see. The next day, he finds the dog back at its neighborhood home, safe and sound,
I'm
and friendly as
sure.
always.
This is horrible.
But that certainly isn't the end of Yamakyu's paranormal problems. Only 9 months after moving in, he experiences something truly terrifying.
No. I would not be opening up my doors. Just wouldn't be doing it.
A blood-curdling wail can be heard coming from right outside Yama's living room window. But when he goes outside to investigate, the creepy moaning suddenly just stops. As Yamakyu's YouTube audience grows, as many shocked viewers request that he get better equipment to capture the supernatural phenomena. Yama orders a thermal imaging camera and waits for his next opportunity to record and capture what's going on in his home. And this is where things take a turn towards the truly bizarre, because 1 month later, this happens.
I mean, I would be worried that there was a homeless person living around me hearing this. Or is there some kind of animal that makes that noise? Because I know some animals cry and it sounds like a baby crying. Like some kind of cat. Mountain lion or something. Sounds like it's right up on the mic too. Yuck. Is that him screaming? Jeez.
With 2 cameras ready, Yama goes on the attack as he throws boiling hot water at the spot where the weeping voice seems to be coming from. Whatever is making the noise seems to cry out as the scalding water is thrown, and then all goes quiet.
Is it not weird that the thing cried out? Like, that makes me think that it's not paranormal because it cried out. Why did it cry out? I guess I just don't want to visit abandoned hospital, asylums, etc. Feel like there is trauma and sadness filling the air. Yeah, I actually don't do paranormal investigations because I feel like doing those type of things is what's made me sick. It's weakened my protection, and I have some autoimmunes now that I deal with. So I don't actually do paranormal stuff anymore because I think it does weaken your strength. And I wouldn't want this outside my door at all. What do you guys think? Do you think this is something faked or real?
Nothing shows up.
This is something we're never going to be able to quite tell, I don't think.
On the thermal imaging camera. These days, unfortunately, Yamakyu's increased YouTube popularity has led to unwelcome strangers discovering his address in Japan.
Oh.
And sometimes they just show up at his house unannounced in the hopes of experiencing some of the paranormal activity for themselves.
I can't stand people either. Why they do these crazy things? Oh yeah, so that's smart.
Troubled and stressed out by the creepy stalker-like visits, Yamakyu shares on his YouTube page that sadly, he'll be uploading less often. To this day, Yamakyu still experiences horrifying events at his haunted home in Japan.
Again, people are
Is it
scarier
real?
than the
Could the wailing voice and aggressive
paranormals.
knocking be the spirit of the previous owner who passed away in the bathroom? Let me know.
Do
what
you think that it was okay? So I didn't get that bit of context that the owner passed away in the bathroom. I feel like there's a lot of creepy stuff that comes out of out of Asia.
Mirror, mirror. Paranormal investigator Amy from the YouTube channel Shadow Hunters UK TV is joined by fellow ghost hunters Moxley's Paranormal and Ghosts on Trent as they stay at the infamously haunted 30 East Drive in Pontefract, England. They say that long ago on this very same location, a monk was hanged for taking the life of a young girl. The house is said to be haunted by his angry spirit, which they call the Black Monk. Throughout the house, there are CCTV cameras installed, and one of them captures a very bizarre and chilling event as Amy simply looks at herself in the upstairs bedroom mirror.
She makes like a creepy smile.
Oh,
Amy's face appears to distort into a horrifying gaping maw. Her mouth opens up to such an impossible extent that the investigators believe that they might have captured a paranormal transfiguration. The video is definitely very creepy and doesn't appear to be a
that would scare me because that means that at one moment, if it's true, something possessed her, and I would not like that at all.
digital glitch. But just what do you think happened here? Let me know down in the comments. You can watch the full 2-part investigation at the haunted 30 East Drive over on the YouTube channel Shadow Hunters UK TV. The demon down the hall. Supernatural investigator Cody Aaron says in his YouTube and TikTok videos that he doesn't believe that ghosts are real, or at least that they aren't the lingering spirits of humans. Instead, he believes that all paranormal experiences are actually demonic in nature. Cody says that he has successfully helped troubled families struggling with demonic presences for years. So when a family member reaches out to Cody about the terrifying activity occurring in their office building, the concerned investigator doesn't hesitate to offer a helping hand. But what he encounters in this office building even takes him by surprise. Cody records as he explores the creepy empty office space at night. What happens next is downright chilling.
Okay, you guys, so this is the door that moves on its own, and that's the chair that moves on its own. And I'm just tired, you know, there's absolutely nothing here this time. I've not seen anything. It's 9:46, and usually everything happens by this time, but nothing's going on. There was way more people than what's usually here today, so I kind of guess maybe that's what it is, and I'm just going to call it a day. I'll start again tomorrow maybe, and we'll see what...
Someone had to go potty.
Okay, so I'm the only one here right now, and the door just closed on its own.
Sounds like a heavy door. I thought I heard a toilet flush.
Did you see it? Cody is completely unaware of what appears to be a small girl standing right behind him. When he walks into the room the figure appeared in, A door
I've been noticing a lot of this in videos lately too, is that whatever that creature is with the long stringy hair, black hair, white, pale face has been hanging out behind people, or you see a hand attached to somebody's shoulder and you see that creepy face really quick.
behind him slams shut. After reviewing his spooky footage, the investigator decides to return for another night. And it did not go well.
Okay, so I'm here by myself. All of these green lights means that there's no motion, right? Look in this room. What in the world is that?
I think it's that face again.
That is insane. I have never seen something like this.
We had a psychic on the other day that said the veil between worlds, it's just not there anymore. And so it's getting easier and easier for the manifestations to happen.
True. Did you see that? It disappeared. What in the world? Okay. I'm going over. I have to see what this is.
Well, of course you do. You're
See,
a paranormal
and look,
investigator.
here is the motion detection for me in this room. There I am on the screen. There's no motion detect. Look, it's moving. And there's no motion detection right there. That is nuts. Look at that.
It seems so small, whatever it is.
Let's do it.
And it looks like it's a reflection in the TV or something. Oh,
Okay,
shoot.
yeah. I'm going to need Eric's help for this. I'm not going to do this by myself.
He's shocked
Oh,
when suddenly a loud voice yells, "Leave."
yeah.
So could it be that the office
I would
building is
leave.
haunted by a demonic presence? Or could it all just be an elaborate hoax?
What do you guys think? Do you think it's an elaborate hoax?
Suddenly a loud voice yells, "Leave." So could it be that the office building is haunted by a demonic presence? Or could it all just be
Like, I have been seeing this thing in a lot of videos lately, right down to the fact that it almost looks like the dye job is bad. So
an elaborate hoax? You decide. You can check out more paranormal moments over on Cody Aaron's TikTok page and YouTube channel.
what do you guys think?
Signs and
I feel like you can't say one way or another anymore because it's so easy to do these hoax that you just have to like go by your gut. That one, the leave, was really creepy, but like I said, I've been seeing that figure behind people a lot lately.
signals. Ghost hunters Dave and Dell from the YouTube channel Signs and Signals.
Hey guys, can you check and see if you are subscribed? 57% of you aren't. I would love to have you as a Power Network subscriber. So if you could just check and subscribe, that would be wonderful. Thanks, guys.
Were contacted by one of their viewers about a home that they were renovating to be sold. During renovations, they experienced loud, unexplained knocking and banging, and objects seemed to mysteriously move around all on their own. The renovators got so spooked that they put a complete stop to the project. The house has been sitting empty ever since, with no hope of it ever being sold. Dave and Dell head out to investigate the house and search for a possible cause for the unexplained, terrifying events. As soon as the guys arrive and step out of their car, they already hear strange banging sounds
I can't get that voice out of my head. Leave.
coming from inside the dark, creepy house.
I got it.
Look, dude. You hear that, right?
Yeah.
It's just...
Dude, I'm not going in there. You are out of your mind if you think I'm going in there.
Dude, that's what they say they hear in here. But damn, yeah, I know. That's so like what we heard before.
Where's the flashlight? You got the flashlight?
Yeah.
Get that bag. Get the bag. What the man?
God damn.
Dude,
Like
come
that
on.
when I am scared or something is worrying me, I just become a trash mouth. It gets really bad.
Man, I know we ain't about to go in here.
I'm a Gen Xer, though.
I don't know, dude.
We swear.
What were we supposed to do? She said this was like the problem that was going on.
Well, she said there were bangs like this?
Yeah, videos
I
are
mean, she said
easy
that
to
the crew was
fake.
getting run up by
I
gangs.
also think that it's a good idea to go with somebody and not do these things alone. Like that guy hanging out there. When I did my group, I didn't. I went alone once, and I went to a cemetery, and I was trying to get the video put up on my computer. Couldn't get it done. Finally decided to go to bed, and I woke up. My ex-husband used to work nights, and he woke me up with his eyes big as saucers, and he was like, "What happened, Amy?" And I was like, "What do you mean what happened?" He's like, "I came home and the door was wide open." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then I got up that day and I could get the video up on the screen. So I think something came home with me.
Things move around and if this is paranormal thing, then we need to have this on camera.
I can change the background. We're just trying out new things here. Good to know.
Yeah.
Let's try this background.
Was that a bird?
Yeah.
Dude, Dale.
Like him. Yo. Anybody in here?
Dave and Dell look through the entire house and find nothing and no one to explain the banging sounds they heard. Then things get weird.
Ain't nobody in this house. Is anybody here that want to communicate?
Oh my! Oh my God! Oh my!
While exploring one of the rooms, loud banging absolutely scares the shit out of the two ghost hunters, and they make a run for it. Then before they can even get out, a heavy hallway door slams shut right in front of them. After uploading their video to YouTube, many viewers requested that the two investigators head back to the haunted house one final time. Slightly terrified, the two friends agree. When they are about to enter the building through the front door, Dave hears something.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 what? God damn. You scared the shit out of me. Sound like you scared the shit out yourself. Hello? Yo.
Dave tries to joke around as they are about to enter the house, but both of the guys are feeling quite a bit nervous. Once inside, the two friends search through the entire house, checking every room. But, well, nothing happens and no one's there. But then they hear something horrifying.
I know you're f***ing with me, dude.
Is that up? That ain't upstairs. That's back there. Listen.
It is.
Dude,
It is
that's
back
like
here.
the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
Hello? Dale, you with me, right?
No. I got the knife.
I swear to God, if you're
I
with
got
me.
the knife. Just let me get it. Hello? Open the door. How do you know they even play your music? Man, you crazy for going in there.
What am I supposed to do?
He's
Can't
like,
just
"You're
run from this
crazy."
People give us so much for this.
What the? Am I looking at?
All right, and now's the time to tell me if you're really messing with me. Are you messing with me?
Yeah, I walked all the way back here and
I don't know. You do some crazy shit, dude.
yeah. Look, how does that thing count? Straight up, bro. I ain't messing with you. Look, how does that thing count? Look, how does that thing count?
Dave and Dell find a music box playing inside one of the bedroom closets.
Sorry, guys, the little
When
bird.
Dave turns toward Dell, a dark figure can be seen in the reflection of a mirror hanging on the closet door. Whoever or whatever it is appears to just be watching the two investigators from the other room. Dave and Dell decide to leave the house, having no clue of what they just captured. You can watch this entire two-part investigation over on the YouTube channel, Signs and Signals.
I had an investigation
crawler.
like that where we were recording and we were talking about going down into the basement. For some reason, the owner kept wanting us to go down into the basement, and I just didn't want to go down at the moment. And then later we forgot to go down into the basement. But there was this whole conversation of us talking about going down into the basement, and there was this voice in the background that nobody heard at the time. Our naked ears couldn't hear it, but it was in this weird voice, and it was saying, "Don't go down there, brother. Don't go down." It was really scary.
A high school student from Boswell, Pennsylvania is walking home from her friend's house late one night when she begins to notice someone is following her. Fearing the worst, the girl takes out her phone and begins to record as she gathers her courage and turns to confront her unknown stalker.
I don't know why music boxes
What
are so
she
creepy.
sees
Growing up, my sister used to always try to scare me, and she told me about this music box at my friend's house that they would open it up. They opened it up one day, and it like danced around, and it stopped, and its finger pointed at my sister, and then it danced around a few more times, and then it pointed at my sister's friend, and I was done with music boxes after that. They are creepy and scary. Probably was a very fake story, but I bought it at the time. Okay, so this is scary.
A humanoid-like creature with glowing eyes stands up on two legs before seemingly beginning to chase her on all fours. Luckily, the high school girl got away unharmed,
Cryptids
left with
scare
only
me.
nightmares about
I
the
believe in
terrifying
cryptids.
encounter
Like,
and a very strange video.
we do a lot of lives on cryptids on Sundays. We just did the Jersey Devil, and they scare me because I believe our government or something has created these things, and they scare me.
So
or
what
it's
do you
magical.
think can be seen in this footage?
Evil.
Is it an unknown creature? Or maybe just a person with freakishly odd proportions and glowing eyes? Either way, you decide.
Maybe.
Who's there?
Along for the ride. In this next creepy video, a man on a bicycle can be seen making his way through the streets of a town somewhere in Japan. A camera mounted to his bike helmet captures something absolutely terrifying. The man slams on his brakes when suddenly a woman appears out of nowhere at the corner. However, when he turns around, the woman has disappeared. Later, when he arrives at his destination, his helmet camera captures the terrifying disfigured apparition standing right behind him. What happened to the man is a mystery. Could the strange figure be the spirit of a traffic accident victim out for revenge on whoever crosses her path?
I don't know, or it could be somebody wearing a mask of some sort. Sorry, I was in the kitchen. The little bird wanted a little treat. What do you guys think?
Fortunately, as with most Japanese videos, the source on this one is completely unknown. So we'll just never know. What lurks in the tunnels? Paranormal investigator L from the YouTube
I
channel.
will say that I feel like Asian horror is scarier than ours. Whatever's standing in the background always looks scarier than whatever's standing in our background.
K&L Ghost Hunters travels to the historic
Must be
Smethwick
because,
Bass.
well, I don't want to say because it's a more ancient culture, but because there is the Native American culture that's pretty scary. Well, I'm just talking about the United States. So probably in each country. I don't know. I just feel like seeing Asian horror scares me more. I don't know why.
In Birmingham, England. The swimming center was built in the 1930s and used as an air raid shelter and morgue during the Second World War.
They always look like they're more evil, more demonic somehow. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Underneath the building, there's an elaborate system of tunnels. Now, during the construction of these tunnels, over 300 bodies were found buried here. All of them were victims of the plague that swept through the country during medieval times. With such a long, dark history, it's really no surprise that the building and the tunnels are said to be haunted.
What could be haunted with all those bones
Angry
underneath?
spirit has been reported to be aggressive towards women. Elle is completely alone down in the tunnels when she captures something truly unnerving.
So here I am at Smethwick Baths, on my own, no K. He's got a bad tooth. Here we are, another tunnel. This place is madness. Absolute madness.
I'm gonna predict that maybe she's gonna get shoved because they did set it up that the ghost is violent
again
towards women.
Who or whatever this is does not have a torch. There is a low-hanging pipe here. I'm 5'3" and I have to duck down. So either this is a very short person or a child. But let's be clear, children are not allowed in this part of the building or indeed on a paranormal investigation. As the site is a health and safety nightmare, I had to receive permission to walk the tunnels on my own. Without a torch, the chances are that you will probably hit your head on one of the low pipes or slip down one of the massive drains.
A dark figure can be seen walking behind Elle without a flashlight, yet somehow effortlessly maneuvering around the low-hanging pipes and dangerous open drains. Could it be that this is the dark spirit that has a hatred for women,
Is it
stalking
somebody that
Elle as
lives
she
down
explores
there?
alone? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire investigation and many more spooky adventures over on the YouTube channel K&L Ghost Hunters. Caught on CCTV. This next creepy video was sent in to me by a Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but after further contact, I was never able to determine a direct source. Viewer Yul Pedroso claims that this footage was captured by CCTV cameras.
That's so funny that you say that because I went to school with somebody from Hiroshima. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry, Okinawa. They lived in Okinawa. Sorry, wrong.
Guam. The video shows a few cars parked outside a building when someone watching the CCTV feed notices something truly disturbing.
That's another thing actually that's creepy about, well, especially Japan, is that, the nuclear stuff that they have going on there too. I mean, that creeps me out on like a level that I guess isn't so paranormal, but you still don't want to be around it.
Yeah, that's the piece. There, look at that. Holy. There's a lot of them. That's why it
Is that a
is.
biggie?
There's like 3 or 4. It's on top of the car.
Yeah.
Are they kids or adults? Yeah.
They look like kids.
That looks like a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Yeah, dancing. Shaking the ship side to side. Like this, huh? Like this. What is that? They're kids. They're doing this thing.
They're kids.
Ah,
That's not a duendes, though.
I seen duendes before. It was smaller than him.
They're small duendes.
And a little bit like chub, thick. Yeah, look at that.
The hood now, right?
Yeah, it's on the hood. And the hood and the windshield. You got one foot on
Are
the
they
windshield.
on the cars?
Yeah. Look. You go up again.
Or are
You go
they
up again
in
on
this
the roof.
cornfield?
Call that friend of yours and look at the hood on the roof. See the footprints.
Maybe she got accident or what? Yeah.
See if he's got
Looks like a Bigfoot.
I'm telling you, call her now.
see if you got footprints on the top.
Okay, where's your phone? Can you call her up?
Yeah.
You know, when I was outside, on the side of my eyes, I saw somebody went like this, right? Real quick. And then all of a sudden I kept saying, no, that couldn't be a dog. Because if it's a dog, the grass would be moving.
Where's she calling her now?
486. The
It
night.
could be a bear. Bears
Somebody from
stand
here.
on their hind legs like that.
A light one.
That's only one?
That's it, right? You moved away.
Someone suddenly appears to be standing on top of a car. Whoever or
know.
whatever
It
it
might
is on
be
the
a bear.
CCTV footage seems to move about in a very strange way, almost as if weightless. Then the figure slowly disappears. Those watching the camera seem alarmed by what they see and have no explanation for what's happening.
I don't know.
So,
I
what
feel
do you
strongly that one could be an animal. Let's move on and look at fearsome top 5 and see what they have to say over there.
Welcome to Fearsome Top 5. Prepare to get scared as we take a look at 8 scary ghost videos. Number 1. A nurse named Nina says there's one room in her hospital that staff avoid whenever they can because it's rumored to be haunted. The call light for this room often goes off, yet every time someone checks, there's no one inside. And since the light can only be triggered by pressing a button, it raises one chilling question. Who or what is pushing it? Curious, Nina decided to set up her phone to record, and while she was away, this is what it captured. The room was completely still with no one inside until suddenly the hospital bed began to move. The head of the bed.
I feel like those hospital beds are tricky though, because like I said, I went through a period of time where I was sick. I had a stroke and then I had back surgery and some pulmonary embolism. So I was in and out of the hospital quite a bit. And I remember getting bum beds. I don't remember them doing that by themselves, but I remember them breaking and not working and just constant maintenance, felt like. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's something haunted or not?
Started to rise on its own, inching higher and higher with no one around. It's no surprise that some spirits linger inside, and it looks like this one is still trying to get comfortable in bed. Number 2. A woman named Jen recently shared a video on TikTok that left her scratching her head. After midnight, her daughter was saying goodbye to a friend as she got ready to leave. But just moments after her friend left, the Ring camera captured something truly strange. As the teenage girl stepped out of frame, the Ring camera picked up something unexpected. Emerging from the trees, a white...
I feel like that could easily be a bug flying by. Ring cameras are a new beast too in the paranormal field. Although I will say that I've been getting some weird stuff on mine. I don't have a Ring camera, but I've got one of those screw-in light bulbs that picks up. That's like your camera. You can put it into your porch light, and I've been getting some weird things. I got some things that I think are my little dog that passed away a year ago. So.
Camera glitch or something that might...
I still think that looked like a bug of some kind. Well, that's weird. Like I said, I think we had
on the side of her neighbor's porch stood a solid black figure.
Junie, friend, can we talk paranormal, please? Nobody wants to hear that nonsense chirping. Well, maybe some do. Maybe some think it's cute, but I know some don't. Yeah, no fussing and fighting back with me. The psychic said that there is no more veil, that they're able to freely move and come and go as they please, and so now a more important time as ever to protect oneself with however you do it. I really strongly suggest you believe in a power higher than yourself of some sort for that protection. But at the very least, sage and carry protecting things, like if you believe in Christ, carry the cross. If you're a pagan, carry what the pagans do. I think it's well, I don't know if that the pagan symbol is for protection, but just do what you can to protect yourself right now, and for here on out, I guess, because the world is, as you will know, getting crazier and crazier, and I don't need to have a psychic on my channel to tell me that something is different, because I feel it. Do you guys feel that there's definitely something different going on in the world?
Its body so dark it clearly stood out from the surrounding darkness. Not long after Olivia noticed it, her neighbor did too.
For some reason.
He quickly stepped outside to take a closer look.
Hi, Matt.
But after catching a glimpse of this
Hi,
figure,
Jessica.
he wanted no part of it and hurried back inside. Just
I
as
don't know
he
if I
shut the
said hi to
door,
Ron,
the
but hi,
shadowy
Ron.
figure suddenly looked like it began to sprint, its arms swinging wide as it lunged forward before the footage abruptly cut off. The next morning, Olivia went outside, hoping to find any sort of explanation.
Okay, guys, my neighbors aren't home, but as you can see,
projector?
There's no Halloween decoration. So it wasn't that.
With no Halloween decorations in sight, she still has no idea how to explain the chilling figure that was standing outside. Whatever it was, it's something Olivia hopes she never sees again. Number 4.
Also,
YouTuber
I've
Jake
heard
Ghost Hunter
this
traveled to New Orleans.
recently too. They've talked about how two realities have split, and so there's some people on one timeline and there's some people on another timeline, and that the worlds are bleeding into one another. I've heard that explanation a lot too.
Louisiana to stay at the oldest and supposedly the most haunted hotel in the city, May Bailey's Place. Built in 1775, the building took on many different roles over the years, at one point being the first licensed brothel in New Orleans. Haunting rumors claim the spirits of women who worked in the brothel still linger in the building, as well as the ghost of an old man that knocks things off the bar. With the building to himself, Jake was ready to start his investigation. He set up his equipment and positioned a cup with a straw on the bar in hopes that the old man would knock them over.
I'm going to get out my second piece of equipment, which is going to be the SPI app, which uses AI to listen for EVPs and spirit voices. The REM pod just went off. The REM pod just went off over there on the bar. I just made a full video. What was that? That was a beeping sound. The REM pod. That means it's detecting heat. Is that the old man? But this is a great app, and we're going to use it to see if any spirits want to speak through this. And spirits, you can do that. There's a stroll and a cup down there, and if you push that off, that would be probably one of the best pieces of paranormal activity I've ever seen in my life. So I would appreciate it.
The ghosts are like, hold my beer.
Whoa. Grandpa went off again. What in the hell was that? There's so many sounds, and I don't know if it's a part of like the bar and it's like a regular sound, or if it's a ghost just trampling around.
Only minutes into his investigation, and the activity in the building is already picking up, mainly around the bar where spirits are often seen.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So this is a digital REM pod. It's detecting heat again. Right when I was about to do that. This just said shelf. And Jennifer was literally telling me that things get pushed off of shelves. Are you serious?
On rare occasions, they love to shove things off of shelves.
Oh my gosh. And what have I been trying to do since I got here? I've been trying to get the
overreacts on something. Oh my gosh. She said shelves, and it just might have just said shelves. Oh my gosh. I'm so sarcastic. I can't help myself. But that cracks me up.
to push something like the straw off the cup on the bar. Okay, that is an intelligent response. I'm going to let this experiment keep running, and I'm going to take the SPI app and head into the men's restroom, which is where people get locked in and locked out. And I'm going to see if that can happen to me. Oh, it's a creepy-ass bathroom. What in the hell? Hello? I'm going to be in here for just a minute, and I'm wondering if you could maybe lock me in the bathroom.
Use the bathroom.
Can you speak through this and tell me who is shutting people in and out of this bathroom? Are you a former patron of the bordello? Dude, there's somebody walking out of that. I can hear footsteps out there, dude. Who's walking outside right now in the bar?
Okay. Is that
you? Listen to this, and then let's go back out there. I'm hearing footsteps right now. Whoa! It like, listen. After those first two questions, it was like it's like someone's mad. And hopefully we're not locked in.
That would be bad.
We're good.
Jake then made his way up to his room for the night, where guests have reported doors locking themselves, unexplained knocking, and some guests have even reported waking up to see an apparition standing over them.
Here we go. And we're in.
Room 111.
The old bordello suite. This is where
horrible
all kinds of
work in a bordello and then have to spend your afterlife in a bordello with people coming to investigate that bordello. Ugh.
Of activities would take place.
Like
Still running on this app. We're going to see if it says anything, but right off the bat, I think we should set up a few pieces of equipment. And I want to use something that we've not used tonight yet, which is the spirit music box. So I'm going to throw this on the bed. And basically, if there is any movement whatsoever on this bed, we're going to know about it. This is a tri-field that detects EMF. And I'm going to see if we can detect any strange electromagnetic anomalies in this room. May Bailey?
Seems like a dramatic kind of guy.
If you're here, I would love to talk with you. This is where you would bring your guests up and do things. If you would like to do things tonight, can you touch the device in my hand or sit on the bed, please?
Do XX rated things.
Oh my God. Was that me? Nope. I was standing still. You can see me on that camera, and it just lit up.
Man, I wish I had his enthusiasm now. I really do.
That was insane.
I do wish I had
Also, sorry to break it to you, but I have a girlfriend, so we can't do anything tonight. But I will hang out with you. If you're cool with just hanging out, can you sit on the bed and make that play music again? That was really, really, really weird and intelligent.
After asking the spirit to sit on the bed, the motion-activated spirit box eerily went off as if someone sat down in an attempt to get a more direct response.
I want to get busy. Okay, let's keep moving on. I thought we would go over to that TikTok thread and look at creepy paranormal TikTok ghost stories. Ooh. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, guys. Helps me dance out into the algorithm. Pretty out there. Bring more people back. It's just a free way to help me out. Today, we're coming to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Everything that we view today, I will put down in the YouTube show notes. We do this for fair play use and decider sources.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last home healthcare video that I'll be making. I have to double check my book, but around that time, I was always writing things down whenever they happen, but I'll have to double check and let you know. So let's get into it. So around this time, I was packing a bag about 3 days, sometimes even 2 weeks, and I'll be going to these clients' houses. I was working for this home healthcare company. And so I packed the bag for the 24th, 25th, and 26th of December, and I was at this woman's house. Now, I had already been to her house months before. I had been there consistently for months, and nothing ever happened in her house. So here we are. This is a small house. We're up in the living room and we're dancing. She likes to dance. And so we're up there dancing, having a ball. And I noticed a lot of new decoration. I'm like, oh, you've been decorating. She's like, yeah, the other girl, whenever she's on shift, she helps me decorate. I'm like, cool. The doorbell rings. I go to the doorbell. I go to the door. I opened the door and it was my coworker, the woman that she was just talking about. And she brought this chair. And I'm like, you brought a chair? She was like, yeah, it's adding to our decoration. This is something that we like doing together. I'm like, okay, cool. That was sweet. So she brings the chair in. When she brought the chair in, she set it all the way at the end of the hall. And it had this painting that was over it. So I'm like, okay, that's sweet. So we continue our stuff. The lady leaves. We continue dancing. And then the woman wants to get in bed. So I put her in bed. Fast forward to after I put her in bed, I put the motion sensors down just in case she gets up. So the motion sensors started going crazy. And I looked at the camera and she's laying in bed. She's knocked out. So finally I stand up, and when I stand up to go check and peek my head around the corner, there's this dark figure sitting in the chair that my coworker had just brought into the house. Can't make out if it's a man or a woman just yet, but it was a very dark figure, and I heard stomping, but it didn't sound like feet. And then I look over and it has like this cane in its hand, just stomping it on the ground, on the floor.
Yuck.
So finally I get up, I run over to my duffel bag, and I get my Bible out, and I get to praying. And it's just sitting there looking at me like, and I said, so you just not gonna go? Like, you just not gonna leave? So then once I started to get aggravated and I started to really be really forceful with the words from the Bible, that's when it stood up and it walked into the bathroom, and then it walked back out. But when it walked back out the bathroom, it did this high jump in the air. Like, okay, what was that about? After it did that little high jump, that weird thing, it disappeared from in front of me. But I heard the motion sensor. So I walked over to the camera. And when I walked over to the camera, I see his face. Yes, it was a he in the camera, and he's pointing at my client. So, of course, I'm aggravated. I go back there and I flick the lights on. I didn't care if she was asleep. I was just worried because I know you ain't here for her. Not right now. So then fast forward, I played it off to the woman like, oh, do you have to use the bathroom? I'm so sorry that I flicked the light on like that. And so she's like, oh, no, I'm okay. So she lays back down. Once I go back out to the living room, I get to praying. I get to drawing crosses over all the doors.
Sorry. Can you imagine just peacefully sleeping in your home healthcare worker races into your room, flicks on the light. You don't know the real reason, but there's some spirit pointing at you with its pointy little finger from a chair that you just thrifted. And
over all the windows. But next thing you know, I feel something walk behind me. And when I felt it, I turned around and he's right here in my face, like right here in my face. I almost dropped to the floor, y'all, but I couldn't do it because then he'd be thinking that he had one up on me. So that entire night, he would just randomly pop up in my face. He would randomly pop up on the sofa. or he would be sitting in that chair that my coworker brought.
Sounds like
now,
it was really
this
trying
is
to
the
scare her.
scariest part. The scariest part is the fact that right after he left up out of my client's room, I could hear her gasping for air like she needed me. And so I ran in there and I sat her up on the edge of the bed and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she said that she said, "I'm not ready to go yet. I'm not ready to go." Now, all this time, she's never talked like this. And so I'm just like, you ain't got to go yet if you don't want to. I think what made me more nervous about it is the fact that it was a dark figure that came to collect her. At that point, I was just like, do you want to pray with me? We had never prayed together before, but in that moment, she wanted to pray. So we prayed, right? So fast forward to while we're praying, he just sat down. Like, I wait. So I think that scared me too, because what has this woman done in her life that is so terrible to have a dark figure come to collect her and take her somewhere, and not even a prayer can stop it, can stop her from going with him.
Wow.
Now, here's the even scarier part. I got a feeling to look outside. So I went ahead and I looked out the window. And when I looked out the window, there were two other dark figures standing on the sidewalk. That scared the crap out of me, because I know y'all better just be here for her. So I hear knocking on the door. Of course, I'm not answering it because I just looked out the window. I saw y'all out there. I'm not opening the door. And so the woman, she starts getting hysterical and she is like really going crazy. I'd never seen her like this before. And so do y'all know, like, probably not even 24 hours after I left, that woman passed away.
Huh.
She passed away. And in my head, I felt so bad. But in my head, I was thinking like, oh my God, this family gonna think I'm the Grim Reaper.
Well, I just got home from the house. I pretty much decided I'm never opening the door again because, wow, not a fan of that story. Have you watched Sam and Colby? Such a good paranormal YouTube channel, but honestly, it's more like ghost adventures, and they should have their own show by now. I don't think I have, but maybe I have. I don't know. I watch a lot of different things, and I don't necessarily remember who they are. I'm really bad with remembering names, and it's gotten worse since I had the stroke. So, and I'm always bummed too when people has a channel and then they change the name or something, and like, I'm not going to remember that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. It took me a lot to remember this channel's name. So, but anyway, I feel like, there's a lot of good channels. I've been watching this one channel out that's been talking about how to debunk things better, like how to debunk psychics, what they're doing, the tricks of the trade. Because this woman grew up, and I don't remember the channel's name, but she grew up and her mother was a psychic, but she was, she did a lot of shady things. So she kind of teaches the tricks of the trade and to how to spot frauds and whatnot.
That I lived in when I first moved up to New England that was incredibly haunted. Went to drop off flowers for Carrot, which was my cat that I moved up here with, and sadly he passed away in that house within like a month or two of me living here. I had texted the owner of the house, who I'm still friends with, asking if I could bring him flowers because last week was the 2-year anniversary of him passing, and she said, sure, of course, we're not there, but you're welcome to leave them on the porch. So I drive up there, I do that, and as I am backing out, I look up at the second floor window, which is a room that had a lot of activity when I lived there, and I see somebody standing in the window. There are no cars there. She told me that nobody would be home. That's why I left the flowers on the porch rather than going in and saying hi, but I am seeing a person standing in the window. Stuff like that was just common living there. Like, there was always weird shit happening. As I was driving home, I realized that I didn't tell you guys a few of the creepiest things that happened while I was living in that house. For example, I had a neighbor who was a few years younger than me named Eric, and he lived in the closest cabin to the house, which was like half a mile away. He knew that I was seeing things and experiencing things in the house, but he was a hardcore skeptic, and I'm sure he still is. He never seemed scared. He would always just try to come up with logical explanations, which I appreciated because I was living there alone, and sometimes it would get pretty scary. One night we're in the living room watching a movie, and he gets up to leave, and we both hear the voice of a little girl say something in the kitchen, which is like right next to the living room with no wall in between. We both look at each other and look at the kitchen because we're like, what the fuck was that? And like you couldn't make out what she was saying, but it was definitely a very high-pitched little voice. He turns to me and he's like, it had to have been a mouse. It couldn't have been anything else. It was just a mouse. I'm like, okay. So I walk him to the front door to see him out. When you walk in the front door, there's a mudroom where you can take your boots and your jacket and all that off. And then directly in front of you is the second living room. And then to the left of that are the stairs that go up to the second floor. And then hard left, there's an office, which is the room that Carrot died in. So as he's going to leave, his back is to the front door. He gives me a hug. And as he's doing that, I hear him gasp in my ear and pull away. And I look at him and tears are welling up in his eyes as he's looking up at the second floor landing up the stairs. I'm like, what is wrong? What just happened? Are you okay? And he is not breaking eye contact with the top landing of the stairs. Like he will not look at me. He's just looking up there and he's like, I swear to God, I just saw you moving up on the second landing. And I'm like,
not a fan of the mimic, not a fan of the mimics at all.
That's not possible. Like, what exactly did you see? And he's like, I saw you. It was your outline, but it was all black. Like there was no color. I couldn't see hair color. It was just like your shadow moved from one side of the landing to the other. And at this point, tears are coming down his face. And again, this man is a skeptic. He doesn't believe in the paranormal. And he's like, I don't know what I just saw, but I need to leave. I'm like, so you're going to leave me with something that looks like me in the house? Cool, thank you. And he's like, yeah, I have to go, bye. At night, I'm laying in bed. My dog is in bed with me, obviously, because he always is. And I'm drifting off to sleep and I hear something tapping on the dresser in my bedroom, which is at like the foot of the bed, kind of a few feet away.
No.
Slowly crack my eyes open and look, and I see the outline of somebody standing against the dresser, slowly drumming their fingers like they're impatiently waiting for something. My eyes obviously fly all the way open and they're gone. When I say stuff like this was common, it was like a weekly event.
And the mimics are always evil too. The doppelgangers are always evil.
The first few months in that house, right after
they're not evil, does that mean you're the evil one?
Carrot had passed away, my mom came up to spend Thanksgiving with me. I put her in my bedroom and I went into the guest bedroom, which if you've seen the videos, it's a yellow bedroom with like weird purple splotches all over it. It looks very creepy. It is a very creepy room. It has a crawl space. I didn't want to put her in there. So she sleeps in my room, which is much nicer and more comfortable. And the next morning she's like, why did you keep getting up in the middle of the night? And I'm like, I didn't. What are you talking about? And she was like, I was hearing footsteps on the stairs and outside of the bedroom like all night. Yeah, it happens. I wasn't up though. It wasn't me. The next night she comes into the room that I'm sleeping in as I'm drifting off and she's like, I'm hearing footsteps again. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to get used to it because it happens. You hear them all the time in this house. Final night she was visiting me, we were walking my dog and there was like the big main house and then a barn, which wasn't used for anything. There were no animals or anything. The barn had a very creepy vibe, more so than the house even. Like when I would be in the barn getting firewood, doors would close on their own, objects would fall on their own. If I asked nicely for whoever was doing that to please stop, they usually would. So my mom and I are walking Rocky, facing the barn, heading that way. We both, at the same time, see a shadow standing in one of the windows of the barn and then duck down. And that was its signature move. I would see something and then it would duck, like it wanted me to come look for it, which I never did. So yeah, that house, the property, the whole thing, it was absolutely wild. Oh, and if you're a newer follower and you don't already know,
and I wonder if that means like it wanted her to follow it. Is it feeding off of that type of energy? Because why is it wanting that?
The story, the property that house is on was originally owned by the Mack family, which is the maternal side of Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism. His mother's family lived there for generations. There are roads all over the town named after her family. I don't know if it's them haunting that house or what it is, but something is going on there.
South Africa is really not a real place.
I often feel like college towns and places where there's a huge turnover of people coming in and out of it, that possibly they are more haunted. So could it be that there were so many people that come and pilgrimages to make a trek to that spot? They're bringing that energy to it, and that during the time that they were alive, there were a lot of people visiting and passing through. Just wonder about that.
Somebody from South Africa submitted a story to me telling me that people don't only get kidnapped by mermaid spirits, that there are other types of spirits in the water that kidnap people, i.e. snake spirits. I am back with another spooky story.
They're definitely at the very least tricksters because it's always something weird that they're doing.
Now, this story is called The Snake Husband. So in parts of Africa, people whisper about the Mami Wata spirits, water beings who can appear human but often take form of a snake. And they say if one of them falls in love with you, there is no escape. So a young woman, we're gonna call her Amara. Amara lived near a forest river. Every evening she fetched water alone. Although the elders warned her never answer if you hear your name called by the river. So one night, Amara was just fetching her water, minding her business. Suddenly she heard it, and it was like a soft, deep, and a very sweet voice called her Amara. She turned, but no one was there. She turned back and she notices that the waves in the water was just a bit strange. So that night, she doesn't think anything of it. She goes about her business, gets her water, goes home, and returns the following day. Now, the next day, when she returned to the same spot, mind you, this time, a tall, handsome man stood at the riverbank, dressed in white. The man was described to have really long eyelashes, and his eyes seemed like they had a glimmer in them. And he also had an interesting smile. However, the man was alluring and handsome. He was beautiful, and it seemed like he had his eyes set on Amara. The second Amara saw this
Look
dude,
at her. She's got beautiful skin. Holy wow. We just did something on mermaids on Highly Strange Days, but it was more the elite are eating mermaids.
She was enamored. He approached her to talk to her, and surprise, within them getting to know each other, it seems like this
Eating them for their magical powers, I should say.
man is Amara's dream man, the husband that she had been so patiently waiting for this whole time. Like, even his voice was soft. And while they were talking by the water, he offered her gifts, protection, and even love. Amara left, her chest tight. She just met the man of her dreams. How could she say no? So the person who submitted the story was Amara's sister. So she's telling it from her POV. Well, Amara started seeing this guy. They started going out to date, and Amara seemed like she was falling head over heels. 2 months into the relationship, Amara really started to want to meet the guy's parents, go to his house. However, he was always hesitant. Every time they would see each other, he would come pick her up, or they would just hang out in Amara's house. Well, 2 months into them dating, people noticed Amara changing. Her skin grew unusually smooth and cold. Her pupils became narrow like slits. At night, the weirdest thing, her family heard hissing coming from her room. And when they entered, the hissing was gone. Her skin started to shed like that of an actual snake. At this point, Amara's mother is having nightmares that there's a snake in her house. The next thing we know, the two kept dating and they became inseparable, even though Amara looked like she was getting worser and worser. So Amara meets this beautiful man by the water and they become inseparable. Now, Amara's sister, upon meeting him, had her own reservation. She said, and I kid you not, the man's eyes damn near glowed. Even at nighttime, his eyes glimmered. He just seemed like something else. So Amara's sister would try to warn her about him, but to Amara, it kind of came off like the sister was being a hater, considering the sister was still single. At that point, the two sisters get into argument, and Amara's sister decided that she will no longer speak on that relationship. The beautiful man winds up proposing to Amara. So Amara comes home and lets her family know that she's getting married. Everybody else seemed to be happy for Amara, and they asked Amara to meet her fiance's family. The only thing is, though, Amara herself has never met that man's family. So now there's a lot of pressure on Amara to make this meeting happen. So she goes to her man and starts putting...
So they used to do that kind of crap a lot back in the 30s and 40s. But in this day and age, would you marry somebody without meeting their family or at least like knowing something about their family? Could you do it?
Pressure on him. One day, I guess he finally caved and he was like, okay, I will introduce you to my family. He basically told her that she had already accepted his proposal, which means that she's accepting of him, and that maybe it is the right time that she meets the family. And Amara's thinking maybe this guy is just really formal. So
I like that necklace she has on, and oh my God, she hit it just as I said that I like that necklace she has on. Isn't that weird? Oh my God.
I guess when he figured that Amara was finally ready to meet the fam, he took Amara to the water, and Amara's probably wondering, what is she doing here, back at the same spot that they met? Well, this man took Amara to the water, inside of the water. Since Amara's sister was the one who submitted the story, at that moment, she had no idea what had happened. Her sister was gone for 3 weeks. And everybody back on Earth is worried sick about this girl. Her sister thought that her boyfriend did something to her, might have unalived her. And considering people went around looking for the boyfriend too, well, the fiance, and no one could find either of them. People are thinking they eloped, people are thinking that he unalived her. It's so many different theories going on. But when Amara comes back to find out what they found out, shocking to say the least. Well, Amara comes back to Earth 3 weeks later soaked. Her sister saw her walking in the yard, looking dazed and confused. She was soaking wet and she looked like a zombie. And the thing about her that sent chills down her sister's back was the fact that her sister barely recognized her at first. That's how different she looked after those 3 weeks. Her hair's texture was different. Her hair was straight and kind of stringy looking. Her eyes had the same glimmer that her fiance had. Her skin, at least 5 shades lighter. One look at her, you can just tell that she wasn't a product of God. The crazy thing about it too.
Well, the crazy thing about all of this too is, why does the guy look so good? I mean, when they met the man, he was like this beautiful man, but whatever she's turning into surely isn't what he turned into, because Amara's looking kind of rough, they're saying here.
When she came back, everyone had all these questions. Where did you go? What happened to you? Why do you look like this? Amara was mute. She could not speak.
Not even talking.
They would ask her about her fiance for 3 months. Amara didn't mutter a word. During those 3 months, she would constantly go missing and come back in the same state. People started keeping watch to make sure that she stays in her bedroom at night. Invited the neighborhood's priests and pastors to come and pray over this girl because nobody knew what was going on. And the entire neighborhood started coming together to pray for Amara. And after 9 months, our skin started darkening up. She went completely bald, and slowly but surely, she started looking normal again. After 9 months, she started to speak. And when she spoke again, she talked about what she saw below and how it horrified her and shook her to her core. After the 9 months, Amara decided to give up her life to Jesus Christ because what she had saw was enough to convince her that God was real.
So down below, does that mean that the underworld, you get to the underworld through the ocean? Is that what's down below? Is that what is down below? Is that what Amara's saying?
So I have in fact experienced a real life haunting one time when I was babysitting. Very old house, 3 kids, ages 5, 3, and 1.
I see what you guys are saying over in chat. Yes, I live in one currently, and we have Civil War tunnels under our main street in our downtown area. I have one under my apartment. I live a block away from my state house. Oh, interesting. And no. So I'm guessing you're saying that you couldn't marry someone without meeting their family first.
Were the parents
to meet somebody's family? Here's the next question. Go into the ocean. Like, no. If I'm about to meet your family and you say come into the ocean, I say goodbye. 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 Farewell. I will not be coming into the ocean.
left, the dad looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm sorry." I have no idea what he was saying sorry for. I was like, "Oh, that's okay." The whole time I kept hearing creaks and whispers throughout the house, but it was a really old house. So I was like, I'm just imagining this. And the 5-year-old looks at me and says, the 5-year-old looks at me and says, "Hey, did you know we used to have a cat and it on Halloween?" And so my dad buried it in the backyard. I was like, that's great. If you are with kids a lot, you know they say weird things. She wanted to play a game where she was the cat that I had to bury in the backyard. It was a weird night. So I put the kids to bed. Like clockwork, 5-year-old gets up and says she needs a glass of water. Getting her a glass of water when a cat covered in dirt runs up from the basement. I say, "Hey, I thought you said your cat." She said, "He did." I said, "Then who's this cat?" She looks at me and says, "What cat?" And it's like swirling at her feet. I think she's messing with me. I'm like, whatever, so I send her back to bed. Then I was like, well, I have this stray cat running around these people's house. So like an idiot, I chase the cat and it runs into the basement. Why I followed it down, I don't know. But I did, and when it got to the bottom of the stairs, it went into a corner and disappeared. I was like, weird. I went back upstairs to go do my homework. Then I hear metal clanging at the front door, like someone's clanging.
What does she and remind me of? She's even got that actress's voice, but I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Parents are home early and they're struggling to get inside, so I go to open the door for them. And they're like so loud, they're struggling so much. I open the door, nobody's there. I was like, I'm getting a little freaked out now. So I go back on the couch to start texting my friends what's happening. And I turn around and the picture behind me has turned sideways. Then I start hearing whispers around the house. I think the kids have woken up, so I go to their room to tell them to be quiet. Knocked out asleep. Got really nervous, so I had to go pee. I go to the bathroom and all the lights in the house shut off. I immediately text the parents, you need to come home. Something's wrong. All the lights just shut off. As soon as I texted that, I heard footsteps coming upstairs, like from the basement coming upstairs. And there are voices saying, where is she? The lights are off. Where is she? The lights are off. And so I'm like, okay, thank God the parents are home. Like, I'm done. And so I turn on the flashlight on my phone and I go to meet them at the steps. I thought it was weird they were coming from the basement, but I figured maybe there was like a door to the garage there or something. And so I yell out to them like, I'm here, I'm over here. Your lights came out, sorry. I shine my flashlight towards the basement. No one's there. Their two dogs run over to me and sit on my right and my left and lowered their heads towards the basement. And I'm hearing whispers and I'm assuming the dogs heard it too. It's probably the scariest I've ever been in my life, but I'm still a babysitter, so I still have to like protect the kids.
That's what
So
I was thinking in my head. That would be the shittiest thing in the world, to be scared like that, but be the babysitter. Like, you can't run out the door. You have to stay there because of the kids. I might have went and got the kids. I would have went and got the kids up. Time to go, kids. We're going to be waiting out in the car for your parents. I think that would have been the plan.
Back into the hallway in front of the kids' room just to stand in front. Like, if I was going to go out, at least I was going to go out protecting those kids. Then all of a sudden the whispering stopped. The lights slowly came back on. I got on the phone with some friends. They were trying to come pick me up, but I couldn't leave the kids. I stayed on the phone with friends until the parents got home. I was really shaken up, so I couldn't even tell the parents what happened. I just took the money and left. I was so scared. I turned on the lights in my car on the way home because I just was horrifying. And then I slept with
that would be another thing. Like, would you even tell the parents? Because you would sound like a freak. Kind of like the person that said at the beginning, where they just don't tell their ghost stories because people look at you like you're crazy. I'm sure they would. Although, if all that craziness happened, and Grant saying that she's telling the truth, I'm sure the family knows their house is haunted.
All my lights on that night. I never went back, but I am still a babysitter. So, guys, it didn't scare me too much.
Hey guys, so I have another story for you. This is an older story. I've shared it before. I'm going to condense it down to one video. This is probably, without question, the spookiest call I've ever been on in my law enforcement career, and I hope it never gets.
I have to say that I love when police officers or fire or somebody that was in the military, they tell their stories. I love it.
It's topped. But anyhow, it was several years ago. I was on the overnight shift. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was around Halloween time, so it's already got that spooky season feel. This elderly gentleman who lived out in the country.
I interviewed Lorraine Warren once, and interestingly enough, she told me that it's not actually Halloween that's the spookiest time of year. She said it's during Easter because of the resurrection, because Jesus rose from the dead. So it's a time where it's easier for spirits to walk among earth. So that's what Lorraine Warren said, at least.
For whatever reason, and went to this 24/7 gas station, asked the clerk if he could use the phone to call 911. The clerk, of course, said yes. He calls 911 and tells dispatch something along the lines of like, my wife's missing or she's been kidnapped or something, yada, yada, yada. And to have the officer meet me at our residence.
Okay, and I this will be the last time I stop this before this is over, but I have heard that there's this new scam out there where people are calling you at like 3 a.m. and saying that your loved one has been kidnapped, and somehow they're calling you where it looks like they're using your loved one's phone. Like their image will even pop up and it, like say it's your mom. It'll say mom on, or whatever you call your mom, mamacita, on the thing. And they'll say that they have kidnapped your loved one and that you need to give them and they'll do a lower amount, like $1,500 immediately, so that they'll be released. And they do it to you in the middle of the night, so when you're disoriented, where you're less likely to be able to actually contact that person to see if they're okay. And yeah, so there's this new scam out there. And they ask for a low enough amount that you're like, well, if I just give them $1,500, maybe, it's not a huge amount. It's not going to break me. And if it gets my loved one out. So I don't know. Just so you know, there's a new scam out there.
I go to the residence, and as I pull up and I get out, I don't see any red flags, if you will. Normally in a situation like this,
people are so much more scary.
You would see or hear some commotion. You would have something standing out to you. I'm not getting that. It looks very calm, very quaint. I don't know what I'm really walking into at this point. I have terrible officer awareness. I walk up the driveway and I pass his truck, and he hops out of the truck behind me. And as I turn around, he's got a handgun, and he's extremely agitated and upset and emotional at the fact that his wife is missing or kidnapped or whatever it was. So after a few minutes of coaxing the handgun from him and make it safe, I put it on the hood of his truck. I'm like, okay, talk to me. What's going on? And he says, okay, follow me to the house. So I follow him to the house. And as he gets to the door, he says, and I will never forget this, he says, do you believe in God? And I said, yes, I do.
Okay.
And he says, good.
If someone says that to me just before I'm about to walk into the house, I'm thinking they're going to shoot me or something. I'm not thinking anything paranormal. And like, people are so much more scary than the paranormal, because think about it. If you're walking in the woods and you see a creature, yeah, that's going to be terrifying. But for me, if I saw like a baby standing in the woods, that would be 10 times more terrifying. If you saw a baby or just a random, it's like very disoriented to just see a random human being out in the woods just by themselves. Like, that's really creepy. So I think, yeah, humans are probably more creepy than paranormal. And if someone says, do you believe in God? I'm not walking in wherever they're going to. I will not be doing that.
That means you believe in the devil. I'm like, what the?
Okay.
What?
So he said, do you believe in God? The guy says yes. And then the guy says, that means you believe in the devil. I'm really not going in there. I'm really not.
So he opens the door. He says, forgive me for all the candles. He says, that's the only way we can keep it out, or something like that. And there's no candles, but yet he's tiptoeing through the living room like he doesn't want to step over these mysterious candles. There's no candles. So as I'm walking in the living room and all the furniture's gone, it's just an empty room. Like, I don't know if they're moving or they just moved in. It's just completely bare and empty. Although at every window around the home, I see a rifle or a shotgun, and I see spent shell casings and bullet casings. And I'm like, hey, bro, what's up with this? And he said, oh, I've been shooting out at these demons outside all night, trying to keep them out from coming in the house. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, we're not going to have that right now. So he lets me make all of his firearms safe, and talking to him, trying to figure out where his wife may be. And then we're in this cabin-esque home, and there's a loft, and I see above us his elderly wife comes to the edge of the loft, and she's wearing this white like robe, like something Ebenezer Scrooge would wear. Little creepy looking, and she's just standing there staring down at us. And I'm like, all right, she seems sensible. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna talk to her, because obviously he's the issue and we need to get him some mental health.
Old people and children in horror shows are scary.
So I'm like, hey, I found her. And he's like, oh, it's great news. It's great news. He's all excited. He's calmed down now. He's like, she's safe. She's sound, good to go. So I'm like, we should be in and out in 5 minutes. So as I walk up the steps, I go up there and I talk to her, and I'm like, hey, ma'am, your husband's having some mental health issues. And she's like, I know. And she's like, I don't know what to do with him. I'm like, I get it. Boys will be boys, but I'm going to have to take him to the hospital. And I'm like, I'm going to probably need you to help me out and, convince him to go with me. And I think we're on the same page. And all of a sudden she says, am I in trouble? And I'm like, no, why would you be in trouble? And she's like, well, I'm curious. And I'm like, well, he's not in any trouble either. But why did you say, are you in trouble? Like, there's something not right about how she said it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, because I fed it. I'm like, fed what? She's like, I was feeding the devil babies. And I'm like, what? Like, I get it. He's having a mental health issue, but it's very rare, if not impossible, in my opinion, to have two people having both the same mental health issues. And I'm like, run that back again. And she said, I stole babies. And the only way I could keep the devil happy and away from us, because he broke into the home, was to throw them over the loft, because I'm only safe when I'm up here elevated and the devil's down there. I throw the babies over the loft or the balcony and the devil feeds them, or I feed the devil. But the problem is he won't leave me alone now. He's attached to me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to go back down and talk to your husband. He's the more sensible one. I'm like, I'm never sleeping again. So I go down the steps. I talk to the husband. I'm like, bro, both you and your wife are going to have to take a trip with me to the hospital. And he is now freaking out. He's trying to run outside. I don't know why. I'm trying to wheel him in. I'm like, dude, I don't want you to go out there. It's pitch black. It's the middle of the night. Like, what is it out there that you need to do? And he's like, I need to get the devil away. I need to get the devil away from my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, the devil is throwing the babies into the fire. And I'm like, what? And he said, the demons are dancing around the fire and the devil is in the middle and he's throwing the babies in the fire and it's making the fire bigger and I have to go put out the fire. And I'm like, bro, come back to reality. There is nothing out there. I'm looking and it is pitch black out there. And he's like, oh, you messed up. He's like, you just pissed them off. They're all looking at you now.
Oh gosh.
And he's like, oh, they're running over here. They're running over here. And I'm like, well, shut the shades. Like, I shut the shades and I'm like, now I'm wigging out. And I'm like, all right, look, we need to come back to reality. Luckily at that time, another deputy shows up. The ambulance shows up. We both convince them to go to the hospital and get some mental health treatment. They do the same thing at the hospital. The doctor's like, I'm going to send them away and hopefully we can get this fixed. They went away for a few days. They came back and I never dealt with them again. I never had to go to the house again. Sadly, I did hear that the elderly lady later passed on a few years later. But to this day, I've never had a call where both people were suffering from the same delusion.
Was it like carbon monoxide poisoning or something? But earlier in this stream, I mentioned the creepiest hospital I stayed in and the woman talking about skinning cats. And it was like the creepiest situation where I was laying back there and the nurse was trying to get her back into bed. And she was talking about how they used to have to skin cats alive for the purposes of protection. And the nurse was telling her like, no, we're not going to talk about that. And she kept talking about it. And she kept saying how her father would make her do that. And finally the nurse had to, because I'm sure the nurse knew that I could hear this too. She's finally shut her up and was like, no, we're not going to talk about that. But then I was terrified that whole night. I laid there terrified thinking about skin cats.
My opinion, there was something extra sinister involved there that's beyond what medicine or therapy could solve, if you will. But I want to know your thoughts.
I don't know. It's terrifying to me, the thought of them feeding babies. Let me see what you guys are saying. I don't have a ghost story, but my brother called me and my sister when I was like 17. Anyways, he was freaking out and stayed outside till we got there, saying he heard voices in the house. Never happened before that or after. I do think there's like spirits that travel and cross through. I I was worried about my brother's mental health, but he never had that experience ever again. Yeah, so it would be like I would be worried about the person. Well, I don't know. I believe in paranormal stuff, so I guess I'm an ex-social worker, so I have mental health training. So I used to call myself a social worker to the living by day and to the dead by night. So I've kind of learned to recognize when someone is in a type of delusion. But I get why you would say that you were a little worried about him. So he's never had that experience ever again. It was a one-time occurrence, hearing voices from a normal, sane person. Hard to explain it away. Yeah, that's when it is hard to explain things away, when it's coming from an actual sane person that you don't hear that kind of woo-woo stuff from, so. Or when it's like an actual sane person and everything else, but they believe in the paranormal. And usually it's because something paranormal happened to them. Or they were just born that way. They just believe. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I might come back a little bit later and watch some more, just hang out with you guys. I'm having a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety. It seems to peak, rise and fall throughout the month, and I'm just having a bad rise right now. And hanging out with you guys and just chilling and not thinking about my anxiety seems to help me. And so I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. How do you guys feel about this new vertical that YouTube is rolling out? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Some feedback would be great so that I know if I should keep doing it or not. Be sure to consider joining our Dragonflies. It's the membership program that we have over on our YouTube channel. Here, let me show you a little something about it. If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. I've put the link on the screen. I've got it in the chat. I will put it over in the YouTube show notes. Come over and join us and become a Power Dragonfly. Okay, guys, I'm going to go if nobody's told you this today. And even if they have, I'm still telling you guys this. I love you guys so, so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you.
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out.
Tonight, and it feels fine, feels fine. Baby, I'm dancing with you tonight. Here in the blue, I'm dancing and falling down, hoping for some time with you.